is going on, guys? This is DropThisBox, and I hope all of you guys out there are having a fantastic day today. And today I want to talk about Shrek 2 because I feel like it's time to talk about Shrek 2 because Shrek 2 is my favorite film in the franchise. And that's a pretty common theme when it comes to a lot of people that really love the Shrek series. Like, a lot of people that I've seen called Shrek 2 their favorite film within the franchise. And I could be wrong. There could be people that prefer the OG, or there could be people that prefer the third movie or the fourth one. But for the most part, I've seen a lot of people really love Shrek 2, and I really want to get into exactly why I hold Shrek 2 so close to my heart, because I have so many different things that I do want to discuss with you guys when it comes to Shrek 2. So let's just dive into that right now, because I'm just super excited to get into it. So one of the things that I loved about Shrek 2 was how it made the world feel so much larger. Because the first movie was mostly about Shrek's swamp and the journey to Lord Farquaad's castle, which was fun, but Shrek 2 took things to another level. Far, far away was this amazing over-the-top fairy tale version of Hollywood, and I couldn't get enough of it. Every little detail, from the Starbucks coffee shop to the medieval red carpet, made it feel like a place that had always existed, but we were just now getting to see it. And what really impressed me was how they didn't just throw in a bunch of new stuff for the sake of it. Far, far away wasn't just a cool setting, it mattered to the story. Shrek being so out of place there, Fiona trying to reconnect with her parents, and even the tension with King Harold all felt so natural. It was the perfect backdrop for everything the characters were going through. Plus, the way they tied it all into fairy tales and Hollywood satire, that was just genius. And can we talk about the new characters too? I mean, Fairy Godmother and Prince Charming were hilarious and added just the right amount of chaos. And then there's Puss in Boots. I mean, how could you not love him? From his dramatic entrance to that adorable sad cat face, he stole every scene that he was in. The mix of these new characters with the new ones we already loved just worked so well. What I appreciated most, though, was that even with the bigger world and all the new faces, the story stayed personal. It was still about Shrek and Fiona's relationship and how they were navigating this whole royal family thing. Even with all the crazy stuff happening, the heart of the movie stayed intact, and that's what made it so special to me. I don't think I've ever laughed as much during a movie as I did with Shrek 2. The humor in this movie is just on another level. It's not only clever, but also packed with these quick little jokes and references that you might miss the first time around. I still catch something new every time I watch it. The way they poke fun at Hollywood fairy tales and even themselves was just brilliant. The pop culture parodies were some of my favorite parts. I was dying. And then there was the Starbucks gag where they could leave one coffee shop and walk into another. It's such a simple joke, but it says so much about our world, and it's just hilarious. Donkey, as always, was hilarious, but Puss in Boots brought this new kind of charm to the group. His whole stick with being this fierce fighter one second and this tiny adorable kitty the next was so well done. Even the side characters had their moments too. Pinocchio, Gingerbread Man, and even the Big Bad Wolf made me laugh every time they popped up. The best part about the humor, though, is how it never felt like it was just for laughs. It all fit into the story. Like Fairy Godmother's I Need a Hero scene, it's just funny because it's so over the top. And that balance is why Shrek 2 still feels fresh and funny no matter how many times I've watched it. For all the laughs and epic moments, what really stuck with me about Shrek 2 is how much heart it had. At its core, it's about love and acceptance, and it hit me in ways I didn't expect. Watching Shrek struggle with feeling like he wasn't good enough for Fiona's world was so relatable. I think we've all been in situations where we feel like we don't fit in or aren't enough. And seeing Shrek go through that made the movie feel so personal to me. I also love how Fiona's story was handled. She wasn't just sitting back and letting the things happen, she had her own struggles, especially with her parents. The dynamic with King Harold was so interesting to watch. It wasn't just about him not liking Shrek, it was about him trying to come to terms with Fiona's choices. That dinner scene where everything falls apart, it was chaotic, but it was also such a real family moment. Shrek using the happily ever after potion was such a big moment. On one hand, it was funny seeing him and Donkey transform, but it was also heartbreaking because it showed how far Shrek was willing to go to make Fiona happy. That scene where Fiona chooses him despite everything hit me hard. It's such a beautiful reminder that love isn't about appearances, it's about who you truly are. Even King Harold's redemption got to me. Watching him realize he'd been wrong and finally accepted Shrek was such a satisfying conclusion to his arc. It showed that people can change even if it feels like they're stuck in their ways. That mix of humor and heart is what makes Shrek 2 so special to me. It makes me laugh, but it also leaves me with a lot to think about. And let's talk about the music because, wow, Shrek 2 absolutely nailed it. From the very beginning with Accidentally in Love, playing as Shrek and Fiona enjoy their honeymoon, you could tell the soundtrack is going to be a big part of the movie. It sets the tone perfectly, and every song after that just keeps the energy going. Of course, the standout has to be Fairy Godmother's performance of I Need a Hero. That scene is iconic, the stakes were high, the action was intense, and the song just brought it all together. I don't know about you, but I still get chills every time I watch it. It's one of those moments that feels so epic, but also fits the humor and style of the movie perfectly. Then there's Changers by David Bowie and Butterfly Busha. That song was such a perfect fit for Shrek and Fiona's transformation scene. It was emotional without being too heavy, and it really tied into the theme of accepting yourself for who you are. The music wasn't just background noise, it added so much to the story. Even now, I can't hear any of the songs from the soundtrack without thinking of Shrek 2. It's one of those rare soundtracks where every song feels like it belongs, and it's a big reason why the movie still feels timeless to me. Whether I'm laughing, tearing up, or just jamming out, the music always brings me back to far, far away. So this video had to come out on the channel because I talked about Shrek recently, not that long ago on the channel, because I want to make sure that I'm giving my thoughts on the Shrek franchise, especially since we're building up to the hype of Shrek 5 that I believe is coming out in 2026. So I want to talk about Shrek on the channel regardless because I just really love the franchise so much. But like I stated throughout this video and like you guys saw throughout the conversation itself, Shrek 2 is my favorite film in the franchise. Kind of like how Spider-Man 2, when it comes to the Tobey Maguire trilogy, was my favorite movie of that franchise. That's how it is with me and Shrek 2. There's just so many moments throughout this movie that I could always go back to. And if you guys only seen Shrek 1 and you haven't seen Shrek 2, I highly recommend to check it out because you're gonna have one heck of a time. So I'm very curious to hear now like how you guys feel about Shrek 2. Do you like it? Do you dislike it? Do you have any memories of this film? A favorite scene? A favorite character? Wherever the case may be, be sure to let me know down below because I would absolutely love to know about it. And if you enjoy the content on this channel, be sure to like and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. Be sure to follow me on my social media when it comes to my X, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. All the links to those are located in the description below. Be sure to click on that bell for notifications so you guys are notified whenever I drop a video on the channel. But other than that, I hope all the guys are having a fantastic day, wherever the day may be. If it's the daytime, the nighttime, or the evening. And I'll see you guys in the next video. As always, peace out.